gotten,
There we go.
yeah,
Sorry.
we have, we had a couple of reviewers. We had five, I think, including you, Dr. Cole. So we've got a lot of comments so far that we're like working through, revising, and sorting out. So we've started a little bit. So we need to obviously, as you can see, we need to put page numbers, proper headings, all that we haven't done yet. But um we're working on fixing grammar. We're working on fixing all the comments that you guys left. Um, yeah. So, is there any like specific comments or like things that you thought about that you didn't like explicitly write down that we didn't see, like anything like that, or any comments that you thought were like really important for us to focus on?
So for me, and I will be honest, I haven't been able to read anything more than like just your abstract part. I do apologize. I've just been really, really busy. But if you can just explain to me what your like, yes, I know you're doing radiation, but what is your main idea behind like the nutrients that you want to have, that you, if you could have anything in the world that you could obtain, what kind of combination of nutrients did you want to have?
So in our nutrition section, we did like a lot of research of like different types of things that could help. So like antioxidants we know are very helpful to like help mitigate radiation. And we know that vitamins are very helpful. So we kind of combined the two into a supplement and what we thought would work best. So we have in there, we have a few vitamins, selenium, and then we also have some other things that we found that were very helpful. So like reishi mushroom is a Chinese medication that they use a lot, and it's very helpful to help mitigate the effects of radiation. So I don't know. I think the stuff we picked is cool. We did a lot of research into it, and they're quite cool.
We
I
looked
think.
a lot into, especially like different like compounds that have antioxidant properties, even if it wasn't like the one thing was ginkgo biloba, which is like herbal. It has a lot of antioxidant properties. A lot of things we've looked at, kind of like inflammation in the body, how radiation affects that, and what might decrease inflammation because that's the cause of a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm. And you found that curcumin actually helps with that too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good one. So, and did you guys already go and like kind of exhaust all of your resources from the standpoint of going into like some of these university, research projects that they have, like Baylor Medical, even going into places like the Cleveland Clinic and looking at things like that, any kind of papers that they've done? Have you had a chance to look through all of those?
Yeah, we've looked through a decent chunk of like supplement stuff that they've done so far.
Okay, but you were just focusing on the supplements, not the radiation papers or the
Yeah,
supplements for the radiation.
we've looked
Okay.
at papers for both.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And do you have a summary of your resources?
If the references.
We have a reference section at the end. I don't know if we have like a summary, so we have like this
Okay.
many pages.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. We don't have like a set like summary section for
I
that.
gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. No, that's good. Okay. I'm gonna actually pull up your paper while I have it pulled up already, so I'm just gonna kind of like scroll through it really quick on
Yeah,
that part.
while you're doing that, I was gonna say, yeah, I was also one that didn't look at the whole paper. I was assuming you'd be summarizing it, but yeah, I do see you have lots of resources, and the one thing I like is in the paper you do reference specific folks when you talk about the different sections. So that is real good. I mean the papers look a lot and very thorough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
They reference it like you would do your dissertation.
Dissertation. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is what I want for sure.
Yeah. I guess the question I have is, I know that you, for example, they listed supplement dosage and benefits. And maybe this is a question for you, Ali. Are you looking for them to also look at different studies that was done and do a comparison on it too? Because it looks like they listed a supplement dosage and benefits and some side effects. But I know in some cases when you do studies, you get lots of different results. And I don't know if it was worth comparing the different testing to see, because they did list side effects and benefits.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if
I'm
you
not
guys
really sure that would be necessary.
okay,
But
that's why table
yeah.
if you guys go to table 1, can you move in your paper
Mhm.
to table 1? That does a good
Yeah.
this table here.
Okay.
Yeah, so they did a summary of the supplement and the components. And this is all in relation to impact of how it supports or not prevents x-rays, but in relation to that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking through this really
Yeah.
quick.
No, you're okay.
So yeah. So in all those cases, did they list anything? It has dosage of the supplement, but does it tell you anything about how much impact the what is it? The ionizing radiation was, or how much you need to I know you
To
can't
help with
offset
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something we're still kind of working on, especially as like some of the papers we've looked at and sources we've looked at have been more like pre-exposure or post-exposure. So kind of looking at the difference
Okay.
in space is very like constant. So kind of trying to figure out how that might change what we would do.
Okay.
Something we're still kind of working on.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not seeing in here, but of course I'm still scrolling that you have gone to Baylor Biomed. Have you gone to Baylor Research?
I don't know if we've looked specifically at anything from Baylor, but
Okay.
that's definitely something that I think we were planning to look into.
Okay. The reason why I'm talking about that one is because they were one of the associated research studies with NASA that was looking at, they actually put or helped with this effort of putting kind of like almost like a foamy kind of chest of basically a representing a human, right? And they had it cross sectioned, okay. And so then they had like dosimeters in different areas, and they were looking at the kinds of tissue and the kind of radiation that they're going to receive, right? And so they did a lot of study on that, and it's quite interesting and could probably help you with this also, because I know it'll probably reference other things to go to look at. But they actually had taken that up on space station and had that. Do you guys recall that, Nancy and Flo, when they did that? Do you know what I'm talking about? The like it looked like a dummy, and then they had it cross sectioned, and they had different
Okay.
like radiation that they were looking at that and seeing
Okay.
how it would affect the tissues.
Yeah, that I don't remember. I don't usually follow that, so most of my
Okay.
experiments are fluid. So
That's
When
more my
was that?
area.
When
it's
was
not my
that?
area. Sorry.
That's probably like about 8 years ago,
Oh, geez,
maybe
yeah.
9. But yeah, they were doing that just to look at the different kind of tissues. So they had basically provided a way that they could look at how the radiation was affecting the different tissues that they had for basically the chest and the head.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we're gonna look into. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why I was asking about that one in particular.
Can they find that experiment on, you know, how they have a listing on ISS experiments? And if
It
we look,
might be able to, but I would feel like it would be under like a Journal of American Medical Association and under like the radiation part.
Journal of American,
Medical JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association.
do you
That's
need
the-
a prescription for that?
You
A
shouldn't.
subscription, yeah.
You shouldn't. But if they get there and they find out there's issues, they can let me know and I can see if I can find somebody that can give them that subscription, like let them have access.
Right, right.
But
That would be cool. And you should check. Maybe, there's a website that has ISS experiments and
Yeah,
it lists
right,
everyone.
exactly. No, I think it looks good though. You guys do have a lot of variation in your resources, which I like. Because I've had some that really just they keep on like maybe 3 resources, like 3, they'll have different papers, but the same resource, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We also have right now we're doing like a peer review. So we have about 4 or 5 reviewers that are going through the paper who are PhD scientists and researchers who are going through and reviewing the paper and giving us their feedback and what they think and stuff that they noticed in the paper. So
Yeah.
that.
I like that you've looked at some of these like different cancer sources as well, because I think that's an important thing because obviously they have to use radiation and some of that. And so then, giving the patients different things that could help them with the stresses that come from radiation.
Mm.
So, okay. Okay. No, I think it looks good. I do apologize, like I said, not being able to go through it and look at it in more detail, but I will definitely.
Yeah. So they have a list of all these different supplements.
Mhm.
And they say in their paper for the next step would be to see how they combine together.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
that would be important because who knows whether it would be a synergy that it's better or things get messed up, right?
Right. Which is when you start looking at like how do these interact with each other.
Right. Which
Mhm.
would be not this paper, but would be a future actually experiment, I would imagine.
Well, but I did ask them in this that they would look at, like, if you're looking at what I had requested, as
Yeah.
I'm looking for them to actually make sure that they are, the ideas that they have of what would be in the supplement, that there are not interactions, which is something that they can do, like with just, they can even do it using AI,
Cool.
just like, does vitamin C react with, all of this? Now, I mean, and the dosages are important because as you get into, like you said, like it could cause kidney stones, like on your vitamin C, for example, you got to be careful about your dosage, how much you give, because even something that's good, if you have too much of it, can then cause other issues. So it's kind of being at I call it the Goldilocks zone of the dosage, that you're looking to have it be high enough that it can make a difference, but not too high that it's going to cause major issues.
Right.
If that makes sense.
And one of the questions I asked was, what is that level that will cause these side effects?
Right.
So-
Which they can then, like they should, and they've already said the potential side effects, but they can go in and say, if I have a person that's at this, like they're doing here, 250 milligrams per kilogram. I mean, they probably found this and were able to show that, okay, that's like a normal
Right.
dose that we could have, and if we're above that dose, then it could have these potential side effects if you have too much of that. Is that correct, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, that's good. That explains it nicely.
And the other thing with supplements is like you need to look and see, because supplements are so different from the standpoint, like where did you get I guess from these resources here is where you got your like your curcumin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know like you can have more of that depending on what it is that you're trying to treat. Okay, so just make sure that you're looking at all of the things, like what would be a max, why would somebody be given a max dose of like curcumin? And, yes, it could cause these other potential side effects, but what is it trying to help? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like like I actually have like a pretty high dose of curcumin that I take every day because I have rheumatoid arthritis and it helps with my inflammation. And it's actually part of a supplement, like part of a pill. And so mine is like 250 milligrams, but it hasn't caused me any of these things, these potential side effects. Right.
Yeah.
So like, that's why I said, it's kind of like finding that Goldilocks area, right. Of it.
And Allie, that's why I was asking is, and I think that's part of what I was getting at, where I've seen studies where they look at different parts of it, and it depends on what the study is looking at. What other conditions you have. That's why I ask about the comparison. The dosage is good, but understanding what they were looking at, what the dosage is, and like you said, what other effects are you trying to mitigate would.
Right. Because I mean, I'm sure here, like we're like the 100 milligrams of the curcumin is like for everyday people that just want to help themselves to get reduced free radicals and have that antioxidant activity, right, in the body. But for people that have a more serious immune compromised kind of thing, they're probably going to be given, well, I know I was, but given more of that. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. You might want to look at that, like, okay, immune diseases, because basically when you are being hit with the radiation, you are reducing your immune system, correct? Right.
Yeah.
So looking at, okay, what would be the recommended highest dose for someone that is immune compromised?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So look at that, and you should be able to find some things that are out there, especially if there's all kinds of like what is it? Well, not just rheumatoid, but like rheumatology. Okay, is the name of the background that I am in or that my doctor's in, and so it's all different kinds of immune diseases. Okay. No, that's not the only area that has immune diseases, right? But I'm just saying, like, if you were to look at like rheumatology, they're going to probably have some different recommendations on there for people that have those kinds of compromised immune systems with like psoriatic arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, juvenile arthritis. God, there's so many more, but I can't remember them all right now, that they treat,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So you could look at their associations is what I'm saying. You could look at the Rheumatology Association. I think there's an autoimmune. Yeah, there is like an autoimmune association, which would have the gamut of different kinds of autoimmune diseases. And so you could look at that too.
Okay. But in their supplements, they have like the more than one supplement that does the same thing, like reduces free radicals. So
right, but you're gonna, I mean, like kind of like the supplement that I take, my combination has several things that are going to be helping, like with the
same thing.
The free radicals and helping to stimulate the antioxidants. So because they all have different pathways, which I'm not expecting them to get into, because then that would be like, okay, you're getting ready for med school, because it's like, because there's all different kinds of pathways. So and so when you're talking about like trying to help with something that is like an autoimmune response, there's several different targeted pathways that you can go to help that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not expecting them to do that. But yeah, but that's why flow, like a lot of them will have the same kind of thing, the same benefit. It's because they're using different pathways in the body to actually help. So that's why having a combination is usually like, it's a really good thing.
That's good because they have a big combination here.
Yeah, no, they do. Now selenium is like a B vitamin. So one thing you might want to look on there too is methylated. Have you seen any of that in your research? It's called methylation. Have you heard of that? Seen any of that?
Maybe very briefly.
Yeah. I think briefly, nothing like too major.
Okay. So your body, whenever it's trying to process some of the B vitamins, it goes through a natural process called like methylation. All right. And it actually, what it's doing is it's breaking down one layer. So then the body can absorb it. All right. But when you are having immune issues, which i.e. then radiation, okay, affecting you, the likelihood is that you're either going to trigger the gene that doesn't allow you to methylate, or you're going to, your body's just going to, have different processes. Like it's not going to work as well, right? And so you might want to look at, okay, having a methylated like selenium, okay, because it's a B vitamin, and helping to help your body to process it. So it basically takes care of the first process that it has to go through to absorb in your body.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because all of my stuff has to be like methylated, meaning it's already been taken care of. My body doesn't have to work hard, or it doesn't even do that process actually. So it basically would just be going in my body and going out. So.
Wow. Do you know, do the astronauts take any of these supplements?
I am not really sure. I think it's all based on what they prefer, unless they have one of their flight docs that's like, hey, I really think you need to take this. I could see them taking vitamin C on a daily basis just because they have issues with kidney stones. So that might be just part of what they have to take, but it's hard to find out that information because it's all like HIPAA related.
Yeah.
So it's not like something, but I would just guess that they would probably have to have something like that just because of the whole kidney stone issues that come up in space.
I know they take vitamin D because when they were reviewing something, he said, oh, and this is where I keep my vitamin D in the crew quarter organizer.
Yes. And that makes, and that's just, everybody would probably know that they have to do that because it's kind of like people that live in Alaska. Okay. One of my daughter's really good friends moved up to Alaska from Houston. Okay.
Oh, geez.
And is living there. And when she first started going through her first winter there, and she was meeting with like her church group, she was like, I don't know what my problem is. I'm just so tired all the time. And I just don't want to get out of bed. And they're like, are you taking vitamin D? And she's like, no, am I supposed to take vitamin? Yes, go take vitamin D because you're not getting any sun. And so therefore your body is like kind of moving into that depressed state because you're not getting enough of the vitamin D. Right. So it's interesting how that works with our bodies, right? We need the sun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think you guys are doing a great job though. You have a lot of things that are very well spelled out in it, especially on this table. I like how you've done this. But yeah, so I hope that what I have said can help you to kind of dive in a little further.
Yeah,
on some things.
I'm glad we recorded it. That was good.
Yeah.
So are you gonna, then they're coming to the critical design review at RIT. But do they need to do an online review with you then, Ellie?
I would like for them to send me their paper when it's Okay, when they have it there for CDR, I would like for them to send me that. I am then going to be taking some time, okay, to review all of these that I get from different CDRs, because even the ones I have in person, they're going to explain to me, like, what they're going to be doing is having like a poster board and explaining, okay, this is like, to any judges that are coming, or anybody that's, looking at their stuff, this is what the issue is, this is what we researched, this, like, general overview of what it is, right? And then the paper is the deep dive into everything. So I don't think any of the people that are coming around to judge it are going to be like reading the paper right then and there, right? They're just going to see whatever's on the poster board and then go from there and ask questions. They're going to be asking questions, hopefully.
And
Yeah.
I need them to do a brochure, because that's how I determine what ones that the judges have thought are worthy of your attention, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. And then for all my paper people, then I'm just going to be getting all the papers, and then I'm going to be reviewing them to see how they are, see how they're looking. And then basically I'll be picking the ones that would be coming to Houston. And then I'm hoping, I don't know that this is actually going to work, but because of everybody's like schedules, but I'm hoping that I can get a few of the flight surgeons I work with and get them to go ahead and start kind of looking at the papers and stuff too, because that's the whole idea. They were going to have all the papers that I chose to come to the FDR are then going to be given to like basically a board of flight surgeons so that they can look and kind of see about it.
Okay. And that is April let's see, first on Tuesday, it's the design and prototype and culinary. Then Wednesday is the biomed?
And software.
And software. Okay. Whatever that is, the last week of April.
Yep. So do y'all have any questions for us though? Is there anything we can help you with?
I'm going to jump in and ask a quick one.
Yeah.
I signed up with you for one of the like online. Do you want them to still go through the summary of it with you along with sending the paper? Because we're signed up.
I mean, if they would like to, that's fine. Also because if they have questions, other questions, is fine by me. I have that time reserved for you. So once you got it on my calendar, it's there, and I'm happy to use that time however is best for them.
Okay. Then I will let them ask whatever they have.
Okay. And Nancy, do you want a brochure from them ahead of time?
Sure. Yep, that'll be great. Yep. I think although my team's going over there, it'd be nice to get their brochures. So if they send it to you, just make sure you send them an email. Have them just CC me when they send it to you too.
Right. So
and then I think I saw you sent out the information with the updated brochures. And I'm going to send it out to my teachers. One of the things we want to make sure is the students do not include their emails.
right.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So just pictures fine. I don't even think they need to include their names or anything, because we're trying to, or just maybe their first names, because we're trying to be careful with PII and minors and everything like that. So we are providing some feedback to the students on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, but Mr. Delmont, did you see that RIT has 2 forms that you need to fill out about your student?
I did.
Okay, and the first one was wrong. It was for math. This one is good. But they didn't do our Minnesota school on that form. So Nancy, I wrote to Carrie and Selder about the Minnesota school is coming.
Oh yeah, because they're coming in later. Yes, they were added at the last minute.
Yeah. But I also wanted to invite the middle school that feeds into your school, Mr. Delmont. So I sent him a letter. I think I copied you on it. I sent him an email saying, if you want to come, let us know. Have you heard from him at all?
I have not. George We May talks to him more than I do.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything, but I know they were excited about it last year, so I'm hoping they're coming. But I
Yeah.
don't.
Okay. Nancy, have you heard anything from them?
Nope, I
It's
have not.
Yeah, well, I sent them an email today, so because our IT wants to know the name of everyone and get the permission from
Mhm.
the parents.
Yes, yep.
So,
Gotcha.
all
And
right.
Nancy, you know I'm going to Minnesota to
Yes.
see.
Oh, yeah.
Luke.
I'm so excited to
Okay.
see you. I know yeah.
Yeah, you know, he finagled that one. He was
He picked an ideal location that Allie couldn't resist.
I know, right? Exactly. So
Yeah, the Hennepin
okay.
Healthcare Center. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Mhm. Yep, that's what you need to do to get me up there. I was like, I told him, I said, I am not driving. Somebody is gonna have to pick me up,
Oh, yeah.
or
Yeah.
can I trust the Ubers over there? I don't know, but I'm not renting a car because me and snow, I am a Southern gal and I do not understand all of that and how to drive on it.
Very understandable.
I'm really bad at driving the snow.
Oh
Okay, so we
gosh.
won't have you drive either.
No.
Do you have snow up there in New
Right-
York? Do you have
Right now, not that much because it was like
It was
50
like, yeah.
degrees a couple days ago.
Well, yeah,
Um,
we got 60 here. It's like in the
Yeah, a
20s
lot
now.
of
Yeah,
Man.
it's been so warm here. I just wore a sweater outside today.
Oh, no.
A
It's
light
up and down.
sweater.
not quite that warm here, but
Yeah, I know.
I just
Really?
keep hoping that we got snow last January, which is a very big anomaly for Houston.
I remember you were so excited at HRP to talk about
I
it.
was so excited. And I want to build another snowman. And so, yeah, I don't know if I told you, but the snowmen were around here is because people around here know how to do sandcastles. Okay. And so people were thinking that they could do the snowmen in the same fashion. So they would take flower pots and fill them up with the snow and pack it in and then turn it over and try to make it. So we had a bunch of snowmen that were like flower pot looking snowmen around here because nobody knew how to make a snowman. And my husband was like, he's from Colorado. So he was like, we are making a snowman, like a real one. I was like, okay. So anyway.
Well, that's good. Ladies, do you have any questions from my comments that I made? I think they were pretty straightforward.
Yes, thank
very
you so much
helpful.
for doing that.
Yeah, that's okay. I appreciate what you're doing on that report because this is actually a very important issue, and not only for space exploration, but for Earth too.
Absolutely.
So I love that you're interested in it.
For sure. So, well, thank y'all. It was nice to see you again and to hear what you guys have been working on. And I look forward to getting to read your final paper.
Yep, same here.
And you can ask questions anytime.
Anytime. Yep. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
All right. Y'all take care.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you,
Thank
Ellie
you.
and
Thank
Nancy,
you.
for coming. Yep.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you,
Bye.
Mr.
Bye.
Delma. Bye-bye.
See you later.
I'm gonna